Greetings, I'm Dev the Developer. This lesson is about project organization. We will cover how to structure your files and folders, what naming conventions to follow, and how the structure of your project maps directly to the URLs that users type into the browser. Get this right at the start and everything else gets easier. Before we look at a specific structure, it is worth understanding why this matters. When your website is deployed to a server, the server maps URLs to files. There's no magic involved. If your URL is yoursite.com/about, the server looks for a file at the about path. If your files are named randomly and scattered, that mapping becomes a mess that is very hard to untangle later. Good structure means your URLs are predictable, your file references work reliably, and anyone else looking at your project, including future you, can navigate it without a map. Here's a structure that works well for most beginner to intermediate projects. A few things to notice here. The root index.html is the home page. Every server knows to look for a file called index.html when a directory is accessed without a specific file name. That is why yoursite.com serves index.html and yoursite.com about serves the index.html inside the about folder. Supporting files are organized into subfolders by type. CSS goes into the CSS directory, images in the img directory, JavaScript goes in the JS directory. This keeps the root directory clean. Each page section, about, and contact has its own folder with an index.html inside it. This keeps the URLs clean too. Yoursite.com/about is a lot cleaner than yoursite.com/about.html. Naming conventions sound like a minor detail, but they matter more than they seem to. Use lowercase letters for file and folder names. Servers are often case sensitive. Index.html, one with a capital I and one with a lowercase I, can be two different files on a Linux server. Consistency in lowercase avoids errors that are maddening to debug. Use hyphens, not spaces, to separate words. A file named my-page.html creates a URL with a %20 character for the spaces, which is ugly and fragile. My-page.html is much more clean. Use descriptive names that reflect what the file contains. img/logo.png tells you exactly what it is. img/image1.png tells you nothing. Here's the connection between the folder structure and the URLs. When you type yoursite.com/about, the server translates that to yoursite.com/about/index.html. The URL path and the file path are the same structure. That means if you link to about in your HTML, the link works the same way locally as it does when deployed. That consistency is the point. The alternative is putting everything in the root folder and using file names and URLs, like yoursite.com/about.html. That works fine at small scale, but as your projects grow, the root folder fills up and the URL yoursite.com/teambios updated version 3.html is something you kind of want to avoid. A clean project structure is one of those things that you set up once and benefit throughout the entire project. Root index.html for the homepage, subfolders with their own index.html for each section, supporting files organized by type, lowercase names, hyphens for spaces, descriptive and short. Do this at the start, and everything you build from here will be easier to reference, maintain, and deploy. Don't just watch it, do it.